Hello, you two. Happy Independence Day! Woo! Happy July the 4th. Should say Happy Wednesday and Happy July the 4th and Happy Independence Day, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we're here to talk about children. And I'm not going to read the scripture, but I am going to go over it a little bit. Anyway, let's say a prayer before we begin. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, as we forgive us our debt, as we forgive us our debt towards. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory is forever. Lord, oh Lord, please be with each and every person that watches my video, that they will receive a message, a blessing through your grace. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, God bless. Amen. Woo, yeah. It's going to be basically on the same scripture that we talked about yesterday, which is Ephesians 6, verse 1 to 3. It's the obedience. Children being obedient to their mother and father. The reason why I'm going over that is because some children are not taught that golden rule. They might get it from church, but it needs to come from the mother and father or the guardian. And to reinforce that they learn that golden rule. And parents, you guys got to practice that to make sure that they got that in the home. Because the more that you're not reinforcing that, the more they're going to say, well, why should I follow the golden rules? My mom and dad doesn't even care about the obedience to them. Now you have to reinforce that and make sure that it is presented in your house. Children only do what they can get away with. And believe me, I know that for a fact. And I think about when I have my children with me, which is my nephews or my niece, or when I have my foster child. If you do not play the reinforce of something that you want in the household on that child, you're not going to see it. Because believe me, the children are going to do everything they can to test your water. They always have, they always will. And like I did say about yesterday, that children shouldn't be taught as adults at a child's level. They should stay as children while they can. There's no reason to rush that. At all. There's no reason to rush that. My thing about the children is reinforce the things in the children's lives. Help them learn to be obedient to you. Guide that in your household. Let them know that's the golden rule from the Lord. Let them know that. Let them see it. Because the more you teach it, the more they're going to say, oh, daddy and mom don't play. And the more that you practice that, the more they're going to say, oh, the mom and dad don't play. And what else was I going to say? We also have young, we'll say teenagers. I was telling my deaf viewers that teenagers is a hard age group. And we as parents need to remember that the child is going to go through some type of difficult task. And sometimes they become rebellious because they don't know what they want in life. But we as parents need to continue to encourage them. We as parents need to encourage them to not give up, to be strong, to believe in themselves. A lot of times that's where the kids go wrong. They don't think the parents believe in them, or they feel like they're failures. Or it's like when a child parents split up. They feel the blame. They don't feel like it's blame on mom or dad. They feel like it's my fault. Da 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 da. I am a child that my mother and father had gotten divorced. So I know. So I know this. And believe me, the kids do really feel like they are blamed, and you know, they become depressed, and they're going to say, well, maybe if I get out of this world, they don't have to worry about me. So that's why it's important the mother and father encourage them to not give up with their lives, especially as teenagers. Those are critical times of their lives, from the time they turn teenagers to the time they become adults. They need all the support they can get from you. And one thing I know, that kids are so curious when they become teenagers. But if a parent don't give the opportunity for them to make mistakes, how are you going to help them to, you know, what I'm getting at is, okay, a child broke a curfew. Get on them, but don't keep on getting on them on the same. If they didn't make the mistake again and again, I wouldn't be going over and over on that curfew. Just kind of go over wrestling and say, just to make sure that you are following the rules and regulations. Now, all I'm saying is reinforce what you mean, okay, I'm gonna use a standpoint on me. My niece was 16 years old when she stayed with me for the entire summer. Now, the one thing I'm very strict is, I want lights out at such and such time, including no TV all night long. That's not going to work in my house. But if you don't reinforce the things that you want to be followed, don't be surprised if the kid's going to do everything they can to see, well, let's see if she really means it. So one day my niece tried to sneak it. And I said, didn't I just tell you to go to bed, turn off the lights and that TV too? If not, I'm taking the TV out of your room. Oh yeah, that straightened it out. That straightened it out. Whoa! That's what I meant, guys. I'm not saying you gotta be hard on these children, but when it comes to teenagers, you got to put more of a, don't be too hard on them, but still give them the reinforcement that, hey, it needs to be done. Stop playing games. And then on top of that, the disciplining still needs to be up there, high. I was just sharing to my deaf and hard of hearing viewers that don't be so hard when they get accidentally got someone pregnant, or the girl is pregnant. She needs all your support when that mistake's come around, because she's gonna feel like, well, I can't live my life, I gotta worry about a baby. And, you know, and I was sharing to them about a woman that I knew that went to Sunday school with me. And I ran into her many years ago. I ran into her. She was working at the time. But she was working at this job for the moment because she was paying for college. But she was telling me the story that, you remember I got pregnant? And I said, yeah, I do remember you got pregnant. She said, yeah, my mom was very upset and very angry. And she was ready to kick off the house, you know. But she said she couldn't stay mad at me for the mistake I made. She said that she needs to do what's going to help me to stay on my tippy toes. I thought, oh, okay. She encouraged her to not give up going to school. She was a high school student. I think she was a senior. Her mother said, we'll do everything we can to watch the baby or whatever. So she still graduated from high school, and she still went to college and became an RN. I was just blown away when I saw that. I said, wow. And I still remember her to this day when she told me the story. I was like, wow. That's why I said, we as parents still got to work on work on your teenagers, because man, they might be troubled teenagers. They're going to go through a lot of things, because the one thing that we forget with these kids, that they are going to be dealing with, they got to get ready for the outside world. And we don't prepare them, do not expect miracles coming out of it. But trust me, the more you prepare your kids for the outside world, they'll be ready. Like, I'm just really looking at one of my family members. You got all these girls, and not one of them knows how to clean up. What kind of mess is that? So when it's time to they live on their own, they ain't gonna know how to clean up and gonna know how to cook. They ain't gonna know how to be responsible for themselves. These are things we have to reinforce in these children's lives of all ages. And like I said, every age group, like I said yesterday, you will want to make sure the child is learning as much as they can to be all they can be, to when it's time for them to become an adult, they'll be ready. At least do your part. Don't worry about anything else. God will guide you through, especially if you're a Christian or a spiritualist. You will allow God to help you through the way. And believe me, it works. It works. I also can't stand it when I don't hear moms and dads being involved in their children's lives. You need to be involved in those kids' lives. It's okay to work, but don't overly work. Because you still need to be knowing and checking on these kids, knowing what's going on in their lives. I was loving the one person that told me that her mother was, she was in their present when they got out of school. I said, whoa, I like that. I said, I like that. And I said, how often do you hear that? A lot of times. And I'm not saying my mother was really more she was always not present. Oh, yes, she was. She got off about the same time we got out of school, so it kind of worked out. I mean, we might have maybe 1 hour or two when she was home. So I didn't feel like we were alone for long enough to get in trouble or anything. So I think about my time and stuff. So I'm just saying, guys, just think about that. We could allow these kids to get all the teaching, even when they become teenagers. There are some things you will want to do in their younger years. Teaching them how to clean up, to cook, to know those kind of responsibilities. That should be in younger years. Teenagers, you want to get them where encouraging them not to give up, don't be too hard on themselves, try out new things, and I feel that the more we parents encourage that in the children's lives, they're going to say, oh, mom didn't mind. Like my mother said I should have gotten a diploma. She said I should have gotten a degree for going to college as long as I did. The tears rolled out of my eyes when she said that. I said, yeah, because, to be honest with you, I was in college for a long time. And it wasn't because I gave up or I didn't want to. My mother encouraged me. She kept saying, don't give up, don't give up. And I said, I'm happy where I stand. And, I just think about what my mom said because it was tough, Yeah, it was tough, When I say this, I say, when I became an adult, because I was in high school until I was 19. And I graduated at 19. So I had 2 years of being an adult in a high school form. And so school was very harsh for me, and it was frustrating. And I'm not going to lie to that. It was frustrating. I was in college for probably a good 6 years or longer than that. I mean, my last college, I really got some classes that was going to help me get a job. And it worked out, It wasn't easy. I'm not going to now tell anyone it's easy. That's why I said, parents, stay on it with these teenagers, because they're the ones that are going to need you more than anything. The younger one's going to need you, but the teenager's going to really need that encouraging word from you. They're going to need to say, don't give up, we love you, we want to see you making it. Don't plan their goals. Don't plan their what you want them to do. Allow them to make that choice, because you know what, my mother wanted me to be a secretary. To this day, I can't stand typing. I can't stand, I love writing, but I do not love typing. I do not like filing anything, even though I file pretty good in my own house, but still. There's just some things, career life, you gotta let the kids explore. See, explore what they want to do in life. And guide them all the way to get the right path of help to reaching that goal. And don't be surprised sometimes they change their mind. Like one lady had her daughter really wanted to be a sign language teacher. And so my mother knew this friend, and she said, well, I know somebody that can help her. Well, mother got a little upset because she changed her mind after a year. Well, Maybe they was looking at the money. Maybe they were looking at a lot of things. We don't know what the reason why they didn't go far in life. We don't know. But I'll be honest with you, you will want to explore. Look at me today. I used to be a teacher. I'm now a business owner. Run my own t-shirt business. And I also do crafting. So, what does that tell you? And I do different kind of crafting. So, and then I'm also a spiritual well, whatever you want to call me, but I am a person that I praise. So, I have fields that I do, Woo. But, yeah, crazy. That's why I said, some things are good for a little while, and then after a while you might get bored with it and you might want to change your career. You have every right to do that. I feel like it's a free country. We should feel like we can be ourselves. We can change if we feel like it's not working out. I won't say I didn't love being a teacher. Oh, I loved it. A lot of work, a lot of preparation, a lot of disciplining. And then you are limited for the type of disciplining you can do with your students in your class. So that's really tough. And I was doing after-school programs. So, yeah, it was tough. And then they had nerves. I was working in a daycare form as a learning school. And they had nerves to put me with the school age. And I thought, it's not so much getting into those levels. A lot of times people are so busy trying to cover up their own act when they know who's good in the class. They don't want to put the right person in the right place. And I said, children know who fits to them. They know who needs to be in their care. They know from all age groups. And I'm going to say it like this. Every child is going to go through something in their life as a child. And when they become adults, they're going to experience adult struggles. But the more we teach them as children, the more they're going to learn when they become adults. They'll be ready for those traumatic situations. I'm a proud woman. I'm going to be honest with you. My family was poor. But my mother didn't allow us to think poor. She told us we got food, we got a roof over our head, we had clothes on our back. And the more you teach your kids to love and embrace what they got, they're going to always be thankful for what they got and keep on going and walking and making that happen. And the more we do that, in the end, when the kids become adults, they're not going to be greedy and always want this and that. Because the more we teach, the more you're going to see it, your influence when they become adults. Believe me, you will see it. And I know that for a fact. Am I going to go on and on? I know that I was going to make it short. I guess I might have made it too long. Anyway, I just want to say to you guys, I usually couldn't stand this holiday. But now I look at it and say, I'm not going to say I'm going all honoring the guy in the White House. I'm doing this because we do have more freedom in this country than a lot of countries even could imagine. Look at the food we can go and buy. We can buy about $1,000 of food and nobody would care. We can go find a way to make some money.